Hello, my name is Michael Eckhoff. I am wanting to pursue a degree in music for commercial music. And first, I'll start off by saying Americans were free to write whatever they wanted and had every right to be compensated for their work. The First Amendment encouraged creativity, and the Copyright Clause guaranteed compensation. And that is from USA Today. And we all listen to music on a daily basis, whether we're in a store, in the car, on our way to the mall, or on our phones, YouTube, just wherever we are, they're playing music. Um, but we don't really see how it's affecting the artist. And the quality of music is different today than it was 10 years ago, and etc. There's so many things to dig into. I want to convince people to start buying music and buying preferably hard copies or CDs. Um, Downloading music may seem easy to people, and they don't think of how it affects the music industry or the artist. And the artist only makes a couple pennies for each song that they sell, and it's even less whenever people stream it on such things as Pandora or whatever. And most of the music or the money musicians get from music is playing out live or touring. And it's kind of hard for musicians in the industry nowadays. And people like to say music is so expensive to buy, especially with how easily accessible it is today. Um, when it comes to music, artists are already making a small percentage of what their songs are sold for. And WordPress.com states that the aforementioned New York Times article says that a 99-cent download, a typical artist may earn 7 to 10 cents after deductions from the retailer, which in this case I know iTunes was about this price. An artist will make 7 to 10 cents on a dollar sale. And when it comes to streaming music, is a lot easier. A lot of people say, you just stream music, it's a lot easier. Which the quality of streaming music is it's a different type of file, and it's more compressed, and you can't really hear as much sounds going on at one time as you can if you bought a CD. And this is in 2013. This is just 2013, and I believe that we grew from this on streaming music. And streaming music went up 32%, CD sales dropped 13%, and digital track sales dropped 6%. And this is because everyone's starting to stream. And streaming music makes profiting virtually impossible. The Rolling Stones magazine mentioned that the rate goes up every year, but the broad formula is that big pure play companies such as Pandora and Slackers pay either 25% of their total revenue per year or a little more than 0.001 cents per song, whichever is greater. And it's nothing. So every time I think it's a song gets listened to, so this song would have to get listened to at least 100 times to gain not even a penny. So it'd be like $1,000. It's a penny. So it's 1,000 times for the song to be listened to gain 1 penny. And the third opposition that everyone likes to use is musicians are all rich. I also know a few musicians that made songs in the past, and they get a small check from iTunes monthly that people buy their song. I think he had like one song that was popular around 10 years ago for a lot of it's actually an Irish song. He's Irish. And my argument would be that music being so easily acceptable on the internet and through streaming music and YouTube and whatever, Spotify, that the only way for musicians to make money now is through like touring or performing live, which my friend in case doesn't have that opportunity to do anymore because he got sick and things happened. So it's hard for someone to be a musician as a steady career unless they're music is just sells outrageously out of the freaking water, And the Investing Answers website said that many musicians put up with the exhausting pace of life on the road because touring can be much more profitable than music sales. And when it comes to YouTube, I believe they had to listen to a song, 4 million times to gain a minimum wage salary that only lasts a month. And that was the stat I also saw on that website. And in conclusion, I wanted to let everyone know that, musicians aren't all rich, and that streaming music may be a lot easier, but it's also makes profit for musicians almost impossible. And everyone's pirating music and illegally downloading, so the statistics for that shot way up. There's almost no one that really buys their music anymore. I know I didn't for a while. And everyone says music is so expensive to buy, but I think that the quality for someone to pursue that career in music or to create new music, people aren't going to want to create it because they can't even afford to live, And just want everyone to know that musicians aren't all rich, and it is hard to make a living from it. And so just next time you listen to music, remember that the hard work that's being put into it. Definitely consider purchasing a CD. And, the quality of the sound's much better, and at least you'll know that you're helping out an artist. The artist rarely makes 1/10 of what the whole songs are created, and that is if it's downloaded from and purchased through iTunes or even a CD. And streaming, they make a fraction of a penny. Thank you very much. That's all I have.